Credit cards. Many people have gotten in the habit of using credit cards to help them make their purchases. They do not really realize everything that they're paying for when they make those purchases, however. If you're going to use a credit card, you need to be aware that using a credit card is exactly the same as taking out a loan. And the loan rates are often quite high on credit cards. In addition, credit card companies often charge you a fee for your credit card simply for issuing you the card. If you're going to use a credit card for convenience sake, you want to pay off your balance at the end of every month. If you carry any balance over, you will be paying an interest fee on the credit card amount. If you carry your amount over for several months, you're going to be paying that interest fee month after month. So before you use a credit card, you'll want to stop and figure out the true cost of using your credit card. Let's look at an example. Conrad and Cindy bought a number of items for Christmas. When the time came to pay the bill, they could not pay the total credit card amount. They let $750 remain on their account at an annual charge of 20%. How much will this cost them in credit card charges for 1 month? 2 months? We can begin to look at our problem on the board. We know that Conrad and Cindy have left $750 on their card at an annual rate of 20%. Now this rate is the amount they pay per year, so we want to have an annual percentage rate. We don't want to have to pay this amount every month, however, so we want to find out what their monthly percentage rate is. We're going to take this amount and divide it by 12. I'm going to take 20% and divide it into 12 equal parts so I know what percentage rate they're paying each month. I'm going to come to the calculator. I know that there are 12 months in a year, and I know that the annual percentage rate is 20%. So I'll divide the annual percentage rate, 20%, by 12 to give me 12 equal parts. The calculator tells me I'm going to be paying 1.67% interest every single month. That's after I round off the 1.66 that the calculator gives me. So I'll be paying 1.67% each month on my unpaid balance. Now Craig and Cindy have a balance of $750. So the first month, when they do not pay off their balance, they're going to have to pay 1.67% on their unpaid balance of $750. This will be an additional fee added on to their loan. We'll go to the calculator and we'll see how much money that's going to represent in the first month. We'll take $750 times 1.67%, and we see 12.525. The bank, of course, will round up, so we know that they're going to owe $12.53 in addition to their original loan. When they come to the second month of their bill, they're going to owe $750 plus $12.53 from the interest from the first month. So we need to find out how much money they owe in the second month. We have $750 plus $12.53 now owed to the credit company. That gives us an amount of $762.53. So Craig and Cindy have already increased their loan amount to $762.53. They're going to have to pay interest on this amount as well. They're going to have to pay exactly the same amount of interest as they paid the month before, 1.67%. They owe $762.53 on their loan, and they're going to have to pay an additional 1.67%. So we'll multiply this by 1.67%, and we see they owe another $12.73. In the second month of their loan, they're going to have to pay an additional $12.73. This loan has become a very expensive proposition. Not only do they owe $750, they had to pay $12.53 in the first month, and they're going to have to pay $12.73 in the second month. To find out how much they've had to pay in all, we're going to add these two amounts together. We'll clear our calculator and add $12.53 to $12.73. Their total is $25.26. This is money not paid for items, but money paid purely in interest on their credit card. We're going to look at some more examples similar to the last problem that we did, and you're going to have a chance to fill in this chart. What we'd like to be able to do is use the calculator to do the bulk of the work. In this problem, the loan amount is $450, and the time of the loan is 2 months. The annual percentage rate in this problem is 18%. So the first thing you're going to be asked to calculate is the monthly percentage rate. Now we remember that there are 12 months in the year, so we're going to divide the annual percentage rate by the number of months in the year. We have an 18% annual percentage rate divided by 12 tells us that we have a monthly percentage rate of 1.5%. If we want to figure out how much that's going to cost us on this particular loan in the first month, we take the amount of the loan times 1.5%. Be very careful to clear out your calculator. Amount of the loan is $450, so I'll enter $450 into my calculator, times the monthly percentage rate, which we have discovered to be 1.5%. So times 1.5%. And we see the loan is going to cost us $6.75 extra in the first month. Now I'm going to use my memory keys to help me a little bit with this problem, and I'm going to add that to the memory. I'm going to add that to the memory because I know that's the cost of the loan in the first month, and I'm also going to put in $450 because that was the original cost of the loan. So now I have got in the memory all of the amounts that I have to pay to the credit card company. And when I recall, I see that I owe the company $456.75. I know that I need to pay another month of interest on this, and the next month's interest is also 1.5%. So I'm going to multiply this figure by 1.5%, and I see the cost of the loan in the second month is $6.85. So I paid the interest the first month on $450. In the second month, I had to pay the interest on not just the $450, but the $450 plus the $6.75 that the loan cost me in the first month. Together, in each month, I have to pay back the $450, but the cost of this loan will be $13.60. $6.75 in interest the first month and $6.85 in the second month, for a total of $13.60.
Let's talk about credit cards. Many people use credit cards. It is extremely important for you to understand credit cards and their charges, for you can save lots of money. Banks are very eager to send you credit cards. Why? They make money from the businesses that accept credit cards, and they also earn high interest when you don't pay your credit card bills. So they use all sorts of offers to try to get you use their credit cards. Notice what it says here, 2.9%. That's underlined in red. But right next to it, it says introductory APR, or annual percentage rate. And that's just the introductory. But what you have to do then is read the fine print. You will find that their rates go up, perhaps after 3 months or 6 months. And you got to read that very fine print, because these credit cards usually charge quite high interest rates. Now let's look at this problem over here of Pete and Mary. They accumulated $5,000 in credit card debt with 18% APR, annual percentage rate interest. And the question is, how much are the monthly credit card charges? Now, I have credit cards in my wallet that I use. And I use them all the time. I have different ones that I use. And they're, as I have here stated, credit cards are good servants, but they are bad masters. And it's very critical that you learn to control the use of credit cards. Now, Pete and Mary, they accumulated $5,000 in credit card debt. And one of the things that makes credit cards so nice is that you could just use it, go to a store, and buy anything you want, and just charge it, and they're glad to do that. But remember, you're going to have to pay those bills one day. And the bank is going to charge you high interest rates. So it's important for you to try to avoid accumulating this credit card debt. Now let's do this here problem and find out what is the monthly credit card charges. So it's 18% divided by 12. Let's just go to the calculator. 18 divided by 12 equals, so it's 1.5% of this $5,000 that Pete and Mary have to pay every single month extra. What is that amount? And so to find out, it's 5,000 times 1.5%. And that's $75. So every month that they keep $5,000 in credit card debt, they are paying $75. Now, how much wiser it would be for Pete and Mary to say, hey, we're going to avoid credit card debt. What I do, I always pay off my credit card charges. I never have any credit card bills. And I never did. Even when I first got married, I tried to avoid that, not to get into credit card debt, because this year, in 1 year, if you multiply that times 12 equals, that's in 1 year, $900, and you're not getting anything for it. How much wiser to try to avoid this debt rather than accumulate this? And if you keep on carrying it, some people have 10,000. If it's 10,000, it's double the amount. It's 1,800. And remember, banks are not going to go after you and say, pay your credit card bills. No, they're glad, because that's how they make money. So use your math skills for intelligent living. And I want to stress this. I'm going to underline this even in red. Be wise. There's many people that have just accumulated credit card debt, and for years and years and years they have to pay it off because they weren't disciplined in the beginning to avoid credit card debt. So now that you've gone through this course and you've learned many things, now use these percentages that you have learned and start using your math skills for intelligent living. For if you do, you can save yourself lots of money.
Please pause the video now and complete the problems in your workbook. When finished, press play, and we'll continue with the next lesson.